it's Melissa. Happy Friday. I am answering one of the biggest burning questions that I have been getting since introducing you to the Silhouette Silhouette Auto Sheet Feeder. So the question that I keep getting is, do you have to use Silhouette brand sticker sheets? And the answer is no. Okay, so you guys know for years I have used online labels. I have suggested, highly recommended online label sticker sheets to you, and they work really well in the sheet feeder. So I'm going to show you how this works. I have already printed a stack of sheets here. This is just 4 sheets of all of the same. So not only am I going to show you how this works with the online labels, these are the weatherproof mat for inkjet. So, and I linked to them as well. Okay, so I want to show you how this works. I'm going to give you like a brief kind of overview of how the sheet feeder setup goes, but I have a blog post coming on that next week. And there's a video I already have on my YouTube on how to use the sheet feeder from start to finish, from taking out of the box to getting it set up. I will tell you the sheet feeder, so you can make stickers with it, obviously works with your Cameo 4 and your Portrait 3, this size. There's a larger one that will work with the Pro and the Plus, but obviously it takes sheets based on the size of your printer. So if you're using online labels wide format sheets, and you have a larger cutter, then you would want to get the larger size sheet feeder. Okay, all right, so as I said, this paper that I'm using, these labels that I'm using, is the weatherproof from Online Labels, which is what I use almost exclusively. And I keep getting asked, do you have to use the Silhouette brand sticker sheets? No, you can use your favorite, and I'm going to show you how that works. Okay, so a couple of things. This is already set up in Silhouette Studio. So when you're using the sheet feeder, you need to update, not upgrade. Although, by the way, there's well, I'll get to that in a minute. Update your software to at least v4.5.152. Okay, that is the version of the software that is going to support the sheet feeder. Okay, so when you do that and you have a sheet feeder connected, in the page setup panel, and again, I go through all of this in the blog post that's specific to how to, like a very first print and cut, but in the page setup panel, there's going to be an extra step that asks how you're feeding. Are you feeding manually, like with a mat, or are you using the auto sheet feeder? So once you do that, then you get a couple of extra settings in the send panel. So instead of selecting that you are sending with your Cameo 4 or your Portrait, you're actually picking the sheet feeder as the machine from the machine list. Now, one thing that I think is really important to keep in mind is that the sheet feeder has to be connected to the computer by USB. It is not Bluetooth enabled. And so unfortunately, you are tethered to this whole setup while you're cutting. So if you're cutting a lot of sheets, which is the whole purpose of the sheet feeder, you are going to have to keep your computer nearby, all right? Okay, so someone's asking, does the sheet feeder work with the Cameo 3? No, it works with the Cameo 4 or the Portrait 3, or there's a larger one for the other 2, Plus and Pro. However, thank you for your question, it does work with other brand stickers, and I'm showing you my favorite Online Labels. Okay, so I have it all connected here. There are like 3 different cords that you need to connect, basically a combination of between the feeder and the Cameo, and the feeder and the computer. There's a small, let me see if I can move this into a position that you can see. There's like a small attachment plate that kind of just clicks in. It doesn't like actually attach. It clicks into the bottom of your machine. You need to move the right roller over. The purpose being that when the sheet feeds through, you need both sides to be hooked onto your, you need your sheets to be underneath there. And then the sheet feeder has these 2 little holes in the bottom which connect onto the attachment plate. And that's it. It's not permanently attached. You don't have to keep this set up, but you do want to do all of that. All right, then all you do, and I'm going to move you closer so you can see this instead of me. I'm sorry, I won't be in the picture, but you'll be fine. So then what you're going to do is pull this little tray support out, and this, I'm not sure what it's called. I'm calling it like a guide. So you're going to stack your sheets. You want to obviously make sure that all of the sheets are oriented the same way. Okay, so all the registration marks the same way, and you're gonna stack them. Now, in this example, all of these sheets are the same. However, if you use the barcode tool in Silhouette Studio, which is a whole nother tutorial, you can put a stack of different types of sheets in here, okay? And they'll cut them. All right, so then you're gonna just place this whole stack here, and you're gonna push the guide over so it keeps the stack of sheets in like stacked nicely, okay? So this is pulled out to support, this is pushed over so that this is kept in line. Now, the reason that's important is because this is obviously all lined up, so it's going to pull right into the Cameo 4. Now, I'm gonna go over to Silhouette Studio, and in the software, you're not gonna be able to see this, but in the send panel, I have already told it that I am cutting 4 sheets, okay? So it knows that after it cuts the first one, it has 3 more to go. So what it's doing now, it pulls it all the way through. It's looking for the registration marks. You can see it's doing that successfully. And then it's gonna go to the top right, and then it will begin cutting. Now, obviously, I'm using a 1mm blade, manual blade. If you are using an auto blade, it would tap between it begins cutting. Now, I should have put just 1 sticker on here. I'm trying to talk close to the camera so you can hear me while it's cutting. I should have just put 1 sticker on here so that it would be faster to cut and you could see how it progresses through this stack of papers. However, there's probably, it looks like I have 10 stickers on each. I did increase the speed a bit to try to boost that, but I did want you to get a sense of what this is going to do, what this is looking like while it's cutting. Now I'm going to take you to the side, give you a side view so that you can see how it pulls the different sheets in. So hopefully we can come around here and you can get an idea of how, whoops, I can pull you further over, let's see. Try to give you a better view of how this is going to work. So, while it's clearly cutting, now with the Cameo 3, it's going to deposit the cut sheet underneath. There's a stack, there's like a little bar, I don't know what you want to call it. There's a little area underneath that it will stack all of the sheets. If you're using it with the Portrait 3, Portrait 3, it spits them out the back before pulling the next one in, okay? So we'll let it do 1 or 2 sheets so you can, 2 or 3 sheets so you can see what's going on, but I did want you guys to see, it's really important for me to be able to tell you that I'm so happy that you can use your favorite brand of sticker sheets. And of course, mine is Online Labels for not just the reason that they have really high quality label sheets, but they have so many different types. And also, who doesn't love that these are weatherproof, okay? And let's also, Online Labels is a Florida-based company, so let's just make sure that we're keeping them, sending good vibes down there right now. I need to check in with those guys to see how they're doing, but anyway, if you do decide to order from them and you're watching this live or, shortly after it's live, just know that they may be a little shorter to ship. Okay, what's happening here? All right, okay. For some reason, it gave me a prompt. I don't know why, but you can see that it's shipping, or that it's cutting. Okay, so I'm just gonna pull this one out here so you can see what's happening with these stickers. So do you see here how beautifully this cut? Okay, so all of these sheets, this is what we're getting. Now, as I mentioned, this stack is all the same. However, you could put other stacks of other sheets of stickers in there as well, all right? But you wouldn't be able to use a print and cut or registration marks. You would use barcode instead. Okay, so that sends the same type of information. However, it lets you still can't really see me. It lets the print and cut that I have here is one file, and this information, just the same information that other barcodes would use. Okay, so let's let this go for another sheet or two, and then we'll stop this. But I did want you guys to see, and it's going to be very, very important that you make sure that when you print, that your registration marks all print at the same position, and that nothing moves in Silhouette Studio. Okay, so again, if you want, the key to a successful, accurate print and cut is making sure that your registration marks print correctly, nothing is in that hashed area, you get that complete bottom square, sometimes, or not square, L. Sometimes the L ends up looking like this. It's because that it has been moved outside of the safe printable area, so you want to make sure that you're not doing that, okay? All right, so I'll show you when this next one comes through, how it prints as well. Now, again, one of the downsides, one of the things I really, wish was different, I wish this was Bluetooth, because right now I am connected to, the Bluetooth basically on the Cameo 4 is moot, because the connection to the computer is only coming from the sheet feeder, okay? All right, so here we go. Here's the next one. I'm just gonna show you actually what I'm gonna do. If I have, here we go. I'll pull you down here so you can see while this continues. I'm gonna just weed this whole thing so you can see all the stickers. Okay. Now, if you are making a lot of stickers, a lot of print and cut, this is definitely a really cool option for you to be able to just stack them all in there. Now, I only put 4 sheets in because, we only have limited time here and you guys don't want to sit and watch me do this all day, but you can put more than 4. The hardest part for me is getting that started. Here, okay, here we go. All right, okay, so there you go. This, again, if you're looking for this sticker material, this is weatherproof. I'll show you. It's the weatherproof matte inkjet. And people ask me all the time, what type of printer do you have? It's really not about the printer as much as it is about the paper, the label paper you have, and the settings. You want to make sure that your print settings are set to best. You want to make sure that you tell it whether you're using matte type material, glossy material, photo type material, because what that does is it impacts the amount of ink that's laid down and also the amount of time that it takes to print. Glossy type paper, if you indicate that in your print settings, it will print slower. Not because it wants to print slower, it's allowing for more drying time so that that ink can be absorbed. It also doesn't lay down as much ink because it'll cool. So that's why your settings are really, really important. Okay? All right, so here we go with the 4th and final one. Again, this is just going to be deposited down here. The last one will be sent through. Okay? All right, you guys, if you're looking for different types of sticker paper, just remember Online Labels has hundreds, I want to say thousands, hundreds of different types of paper. Head on over there. Just be confident that you can definitely use it with your sheet feeder. All right, you guys, I hope you have a great rest of your day and a good weekend. See you soon.